Hello, iJobDoer here today, and today is a special day because today we should finish up the project of the home theater install. Now, before you go and try to pop your popcorn and sell your home theater tickets to your neighbors, whatever, the first thing I do is we'll finish it. So this is the chapter on sound systems, and so you have a lot of options. Right here on my little piece of paper, you can see here I drew where the screen's at. Right? We'll pretend like this outer green line is kind of like your room that you're in. So you want usually a longer throw than a wider room, just for the sound to work out better. And at the basic system, you can do is, I'm not too sure, but I think it's like a sound bar. A lot of those have been popping up. They, I guess they have some technology in it that expands the sound. And so this here is going to be the screen. And so the soundbar would go usually above it, below it, or behind it if your screen has the pass-through ability. And your soundbar just kind of goes in here and will, shoot sound down or forward, whatever. I should probably edit that, but oh well. Or, I don't know. I don't do soundbars. I just I'm a little bit old school maybe or something. Who knows? But so at the minimum, a sound bar, some sound bars you can add a subwoofer to it so it has more bass to it. And some people like watching movies, playing games with that kind of setup. The next setup would be stereo, where you have like an amp or a tuner, which just stick it down here, right? And you have a left, I think that's left and this is right hand speaker, right? So that gives you stereo. You see that? Pretty sloppy? Right. And so that's not too bad. A lot of things are done in stereo. Even this video is probably done in stereo. Yeah, stereo. Do you hear anything different? Probably not. Okay. And likewise, if you want a little bit bass behind your speakers, you can add more, another subwoofer. So let's just put a subwoofer, and we'll stick it over here. We'll call it sub. Okay, and so a system like that, if it's left and right, and a sub, is a what they call a 2-to-1 system. Okay, 2 speakers, which is your left and right, and a subwoofer. And yes, you usually have to have a special connection on your tuner, your amp here, amp to do that. You don't be just hooking your sub up to something else. And a lot of times for the better subs, they're powered. So you got a little wire here, that goes into the wall, and a wire that goes to your amp, okay? Or you can have it wireless. But usually your subs plug into the wall, get their own power. Amp plugs in the wall, powers all the rest of the speakers usually, unless they're wireless. Now then, there are other systems. So, let's see if we can follow along here. Left and right. And so if you do a 5-to-1, that's usually I guess I could say before that, there's actually let me squeeze in here, a 3-to-1. A 3-to-1 will add a center channel. All right, center. And now this can either go above your viewing thing, your screen, below it, or behind it if sound can pass through. So usually that's where voices and stuff that happens right in the front of your movie you're watching is going on. So it's in the middle. So 3-to-1 would be left, center, right, and a sub. Then a 5-to-1 usually will be these plus back here. Let's say you have a chair here. Right, you got a chair. You're facing this way. So back here, you'll have something like this here. And this is what? Left rear. And over here is going to be right rear. Or maybe right S for right surround, left surround. Okay? Is that coming through at all? Okay. And so this here, puts sound out this way here. And this, of course, puts out down here. Center goes like this. And left comes out here. And your sub just, boom, 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 bass. Yeah, so that right there is going to be your 5-to-1 system. Now, you can add another pair to make it a 7-to-1. And And a 701 usually adds a one over here coming out. We'll call this left M for left mid. And over here, we got this here coming out here. This is your right M, right mid. Right, so now you're really getting some real good surround sound, you see. Just sitting here, you got left front, left side, left behind you, and same with this side here. Now it gets kind of confusing because you can add another dot to this, to any of them actually, and let's just say you do 4. I've seen some of those, so 714 system. And that adds the Atmos, do they call them, or height speakers maybe, Atmos. But this here, the 4, will usually be speakers you can put up in your ceiling, right? You see that? Those little circles there, added speakers to it, and those will be downfiring. So if you have any really above effects, like your rain, your helicopters coming in, jets, whatever, I don't know. I haven't really installed this type of system yet. But that's what that is about. So the first one's how many speakers you got around on the floor, the next one's how many subs, and the third one is at the top one. Now then, some people said, you know what, let's get rid of this 0.4, and they just put it in with the front. So, today's system that we'll be installing is actually a 9.2 system, and what that does is you have the 7, you have the left, center, right, right mid, the left and right surrounds or rear speakers. Now the 2 here is you got a sub here, and guess what? You're gonna have another sub. Back over here in the back of the corner, we'll be putting a sub 2. So sub 2, sub 1, right? And so 9 I said. So we're adding, so we're at 7, 8, 9, so 2 more speakers. Now these are Atmos speakers that hang above these here. So they go on next to the screen, not as big usually, and these are called height speakers. H right and H left. Does that come clear? Probably not. So, 92 system though. We'll flip this page over and show you how it would look like from the front if you're actually sitting there watching it. So you got your screen. Alright, you come like this here. The floor, there's a floor here. And then you got an amp right here. P. And then we're going to have the center right in here underneath the screen, C. Now over here, we'll have our speaker, right? There's a woofer, a mid-range, maybe a tweeter in there. And this here is left, oops, not 4, left, front. Over here, we're going to do another speaker, parts to it there. And this is going to be the right front. Okay, so you're with me so far still? Just if you can't read the lettering, just go off the pictures and try to remember it. Now then, so these Atmos speakers, or height speakers, they go up here somewhere. And they're angled so they fire down. Well, actually fire down an angle towards the audience. And so we'll call this height right and height left. Right, woofer, tweeter in there. And this right here is going to give you some frontal height sound. Same thing, helicopters coming in, whatever. Who knows for sure. It adds to, it gives you like some 3D space. And so that's the plan, right? All right. So I'll head into the room and start off. Yeah. Right there. So, back into the movie theater room. So look at that, we've got a door on here. Added that while you were gone. Here's the screen from before. If you missed the screen video, it's out there. And let's see if we can show up what happened. As you can see down there, we got the feet, the legs all folded up now. This particular unit is perfect for this, in my mind, because without having to really modify it and do anything damaging to the unit, I can just fold the feet up there, and it has like a peg-like bottom that will, you know, hang out in the carpet and make things nice. right? Without, like I said, without breaking the unit. Now then, so down there you see I got the legs all folded up, right? And actually, the back leg, like if I wanted to keep the front leg here unfolded, that's fine for stability, but the back leg actually has little, rubber feetsies to it, so it makes a nice little buffer against the wall. So now, up on top what we did to do this, a little bit of a permanent install, but not too bad, is, let's see here. Let's see if we can get this angle here. There you go. So you can see there, we added an eye bolt right there. An eye bolt into a stud. Got a stud detector, beeped it out, found it, put a fender washer behind it so it helps protect the wall in case this thing is wobbly. This little special chain here, you buy at the hardware store, you get cut by the foot usually. And I think it has a strength rating of like 200 pounds, which is way more than you probably need for this because the screen, I don't know, I can lift it with one arm because I'm strong. Oh, and because the screen doesn't weigh much. Now, then the other thing we added there was a little quick link, I think they're called, right? That little special link there. And you can put that in, and I did have to spread the chain parts a little bit, right? Yeah. Right over here, there's this chain link. I spread that so it could fit through, but otherwise, you put it up there, and this already had another eyelet right there. So I ran the chain through the eyelet up on the wall, put it on the quit link, and cut off the exhaust and used it for their side. So I got that on both sides of this screen. You can see over here too, same kind of setup there. And that's going to keep this thing held against the wall for most purposes. And having it chained up there, I could still, if I want to shift it to the right a little bit, shift it to the left, I still can do that. I did shift it a little bit more to the right here. You can see right there, there's room there. And over on this side here now, you can see it almost comes right where the door's at. In fact, when you open said door, it's going to block some of your screen here. But guess what? I'd suggest putting something down at the floor just so the handle doesn't hit the screen. Otherwise, you can basically open this door all the way up to allow access to the room. And to bring more stuff in case you need to. So that covers the screen modification. Now next what we got going on here is some speakers. And I got a little collection going. And they came back with different things. And so this is what we got here. We got matching these two here, which I think are just acoustic research ones. I guess a little bit older. I kind of Googled some of these, just to check them out, see what they're doing, where they might be good for. So some of the speakers they already had, some of the speakers were bought just for this install. And some of the speakers, you can see down here, right there, a little red tag there, it says open box. They got a good deal, or hopefully a good deal, because, they're trying to save money on this job. Hence, the projector. Dun, dun, dun. Which is also another video. So, back to the speakers. So these here, acoustic researches, tall, nice, well, okay, I guess, I don't know, I haven't heard them yet. But they're not too big. So they stand up. So they can either be good for left and right front or the side left and right? I'll throw in there real quick since we're talking about speakers, is your wattage. Now, the amp, which is in the room here somewhere, I'll bring it out. That is, I believe, on the schematic says it can go 135 watts per channel. So that means your speakers, when you buy them, you don't want to get the ones that are like, oh, this goes 5 to 10 watts. No, this system would blow off the woofers or whatever, more than likely. So we're going to go with these here, which I forget what they were, but I think they're 175 watts per channel. They got some old Yamahas dug up. I can show you the special Y back there. And now the Yamahas I thought would be good. I kind of Googled them. A lot of people said that they're overkill on the bass. So, all right, who knows? Those might be left and rights. Those might be the surround ones. We're not too sure yet. And then we got a center channel, which is somewhere in here that I think was used also. And then they got some Martin Logan speakers. These little fellas here, which I believe we'll be using for the surround sound. And that's camera back. There we go. Martin Logan, Motion LX16s, whatever. I don't know. All I do know is when I was just reading about them, they want you to kind of break them in. Apparently, if you have nice speakers, I guess these are nice speakers, you're supposed to play some audio through them and break them in for so many hours before they can really get the woofer, you know, moving good and the tweeter sounding better. I don't know. I'm not an audiophilia, so people are probably leave comments about this, but okay. Now we're here. We have a clips. Same with this clipper slusher. I don't know. All I do know is that these here, I think were bought for these, but they didn't have it. And you can see right there on the side, right? This little picture here. That shows how it mounts up on the wall. And I think someone said you can actually mount on top of your left and right speakers, and they fire the sound up and bounce it back down from the ceiling. So they can maybe sit up on top of here. We kind of talked about it, and we're going to try to stick them up on the wall. Now, from helping lift this stuff up here, I noticed that some of the stuff is kind of heavy. So I bet it's not the styrofoam, it's probably the magnets and parts in the speaker. And to put that puppy up here, right, probably right up here, I think equal at the top of the screen is where it's going to go. It might fit there against the wall, but from what I stud detected, there's not a stud, right up in here. No studs. The studs like back over here. So I might have to remake something with, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I might make something that can attach to the frame of this and pop out, and then it can hang from there. Who knows? We'll have to get to that when we get to that. And yes, they went for a sub here and another sub. Now the subs are not the same. The subs are rated differently. And so once again, I'll be looking through to see if there's any difference between if one's more, needs more power than the other one. But basically, here we are. We've got 1, 2 of the Acoustic Researches, 1, 2 of the Yamahas, so we got 4, 2 of the Martin Logans, so that's 6, 2 of the Klipsch, yeah, 2 of those, and 1 center, which is back over here somewhere, and we'll talk about that when we go to install it. And so that makes 9 speakers, and then we got here subwoofer 1, I guess, and subwoofer 2 down here. All right. Now what I'm going to do is start unboxing this stuff. I mean, the other thing that you need before you go all crazy on this is some speaker wire, of course. Now, some speakers come with speaker wire, which is usually thrown away. You usually want something better, depending on what kind of speaker company it is. But most of your higher up speakers don't, because they're like, get your own speaker wire, cheapo. So I'd gotten some, a long time ago, I got some of this here. This here that I use for a lot of my installations is made by, JSC wire and cable. Pro Sound. This stuff has audio, this is for audio, and the thing about this wire is that it is oxygen free, it says on it, which I don't know if that's just a marketing thing or what. All I do know is that it's thick. I don't know if you can see it there. I'll try to get some wire strippers on this. Actually, it says right on top. It's 14 gauge wire. Now, I'm sure somewhere it says, what kind of gauge you need, depending on what kind of, watt is going through that wire. You don't want to choke your system with the wires going to your speakers. But 14 gauge, I don't know, that's pretty good. You get to 12 gauge, it's getting pretty hefty. And if you have like a short runs, which is going to be like in this home theater setup, I think this is going to work awesome. So, got some speaker wire already, speakers, and there's a few other little connection things I'll bust out here with them. I'll show some banana clips later. But Now, what else we need? We got we still got the players back there, and we got the that projector. So we got the DVD player or Blu-ray, something like that back there that we use to demonstrate that. And so hopefully I'll be getting some other special stuff to demonstrate the sound setup when it's done. And yeah, this is it. I'll start by, well, first of all, those Martin Lawrences, already got them playing somewhere to break them in. So the rest of this stuff, I'll start by maybe wiping down these dirty speakers and or have them do it. And I'll start, unboxing everything, and we'll get it ready, or at least more in position. Now you can also see in this room, it's just a room, not a whole lot of furniture. So yeah, it's my part is to get the video kind of working, the sound working nicely. Their part is to get some kind of furniture to put things on. So we'll see what happens by the end of the video. All right, I'll unbox and be back. Alright, so at the heart of this system we have the amp/tuner. It's a Pioneer system, SC-LX701. In case you want to look it up, any more stats on it. I did look it up, and I can tell you that this is probably the most so far expensive piece of equipment in this whole theater setup, except for, of course, the room, which cost more to build the room, than this amp. But from what I understood, this amp was not purchased at full price, so I don't know if they got it used, reconditioned, or whatever, but I guess it was a good sell. And what it comes with is not this, but it has a remote control, like so, which I thought was quite simple compared to the remote controls I've had in the past, so I don't know, maybe it's a lot more. I know my system at my home has like a thing that you can go and look through the TV. So a lot of, some functions are through the menu on the TV. So maybe this one here controls a lot of functions on the TV. But remote control, it has that white cord. That's your FM antenna. Comes with some batteries there. That black loop one, of course, is your AM loop antenna. And this little funny microphone looking thing there, whoa, right there, is just that. It's a microphone. It has a long cord. And I'll be using that later to help set this up. And my old system has this at home. And what you do with that is you plug it in after you did everything else hooked up and working. Well, hooked up. You plug that puppy in and you let it rip. You go through the menus and it does stuff and adjusts stuff and supposedly makes it the best sound ever. So, back to what we have here. On the front there, we got our screen, of course. Right below it there, we have the center channel, nicely installed on a grate or something. And when I say installed, it's just sitting there. But it's something else eventually, like other furniture or whatever, maybe a bigger box. They could get that and make it up closer, to the top, or I should say the bottom of that. You could stick it way up at the top of that, but that's a little bit overkill. So we're going to have it that way for now. Here is the amp. It is sideways. I'm putting on that there just to keep off the floor in that box, just for temporary, to hook it up and make sure everything runs. We got subwoofer numero 1, which is a 10-inch Klipsch. Did I say that right? I don't think I can zoom in good enough here, but Klipsch. Let's see if it says the model number there. Klipsch.com. It is a R100SW. So I believe that has a max wattage of 300 watts. No biggie. But on the back there you have the gain to it. Low pass. You have that's that next switch there is for on or auto or off. Right now it's in the off position, the toggle. And you have phase for in phase or out of phase. And you got here, RCA hookups. Now what I'll be using is a subwoofer digital cable, so I'll go to the L1 up there, the LFE. And that's why I'll be hooking up both subs, is with that. Now, your amp, well, it depends on what kind of amp you have. This being a newer amp has, I'm sure, sub out, so go to that. Some of them might have a subwoofer pre-out, and you'd have your right and left channel, right being the red, and left being the white there. And sometimes they even have a switch on the back of the subwoofers, but I think this subwoofer might auto-detect whether you have both things plugged in or just one. And then of course down here somewhere there is a power cord, maybe right there, I don't know. Anyways, that there's actually facing backwards. When I hook it up, I will turn around. Now, for right now, the left and right speakers go with these Yamahas. Right there, left side, right side. And mainly because they fit nicely under the screen. And over here, so that's the thing, over here, that one fits nicely under it. Had we put this one here, which I'm going to use for the left and right sides, mid speakers, that would fit right next to the screen too. On this side here, no matter what we do, well, I guess we could leave it like that or, you know, push it back in more. But basically, when we're going to, you know, when someone's going to watch a movie or something like that, and when I get ready to try it out and test it out, I'm going to close the door, move that speaker back over, equal spacing as if that one. Now, also for right now, here's the Atmos speaker. That sits fine on that speaker below it. I will show that on the back of those, there's a little switch, and you toggle that if you want it to be a surround sound speaker or an Atmos speaker. And I'll show the hookups on that here in a little bit. Now, bringing it back this way, that's like the front of the business store. And of course you have the mid one, which I'm going to slide probably back closer to the vent, but not too close. I don't want the vent affecting it. And then back here we have a mighty fine Yamaha box as a stand. And here is these Martin Logans, right? You can see you got that special tweeter in there and stuff. And yeah, so that's our surround. And here we have another subwoofer. This one here, I believe, is the 1200 to 120 Klipsch. I think it goes up to 200 watts, and I think it's a 12-inch woofer in there. So different size woofers, who knows if that's going to affect the sound. And then, of course, we got the other Yamaha over there, and the other mid-speaker there. And there's the grill covers. And, yeah, so that's the speakers, slightly in placement. But what I'll do now is some tools. So, what I'll be using for this, only tool now, because I already used the, well, this right here, right? I'm using this here to basically cut, as a cutter on it and a stripper. So I'll be using that for all the speaker wire. I got a blade thing here, right? To slice the wires in between, or you just, you know, peel them between each other. And I got this little bitty one right here, you see. Yeah, you see that? So that guy there, I got that for the banana plugs. Right, funny name, but some of these speakers, and I'll show you when I get down to putting the wires in. Some of the speakers, they have, you know, of course, different fittings. The Yamahas, you can tell they're kind of older, not so much just because of the cones they're made with them, but the back they have a little pull-down thing, right? So you pull down, push the wire in, let it go up. Most of the rest of the speakers all have the screw-on type. And all the screw-on ones pretty much, including the back of the amp, that has screw-on connections, for the most part, I think you can put a banana plug in them. And so banana plug just, you know, boink, but I'll show you that all soon. So, step one I'll be doing, well, step where I'm at now, is I'm going to take some wire, speaker wire. Like I said, I got this spool down here that I work with, 14 gauge speaker wire, oxygen free, whatever, and I will basically bring out a, I don't know, I'll have to set some stuff up here, because I have the projector in the back of the room back here, that's over there. DVD player needs to go to both type of thing. Actually needs to go to that, and then that needs to come back to this way. So I'm going to have to rearrange stuff, but the speakers are going to be pretty much where they're at, out in here. I'm going to have to rearrange probably the amp, pull it out a little bit more. And by doing that, I'll probably need to cut a little bit longer speaker wire to the center. So let me get some spacing stuff done up and reset the room. And yeah, we'll be back. Alright, so this here's a mess. There's the back of the unit receiver, and as you can see here, you got this little antenna that goes up like so. This is for if you want to use Wi-Fi, hook up to your internet, or maybe for your Bluetooth stuff. You can see also a bunch of connectors here, HDMI cables, HDCP 2.2. So we got Blu-ray player. And these are assignable for like inputs 1 through 4. So Blu-ray, cable, satellite, something Stormbox, game system, 5, 6, and 7, which are extra ones, I guess. You know, other components, whatever. And what we'll be doing is, well, so we have right now. This here goes to the Blu-ray player, and so Blu-ray DVD. I'll put it right there, but not right now because you know, we're doing stuff. So down here, you can see that is the antenna. We'll zoom into that area there. And so what you got there is your coaxial antenna, is this part right here, and below that is your AM loop antenna. So AM loop, you take this little puppy. That's the end of the wire, shoved in that. And wire comes out. And basically, if you ever installed ones before, you already know, nothing's changing this in like, I don't know, hundreds of years or something, maybe thousands of years. Alright, so they didn't have AM antenna 1,000 years ago, but they have 100 years ago? I don't know. Okay, so, anyways, you got these two wires, like so, right? Separate them. It doesn't matter which one, but you just simply push it back on this part here, slide the wire in, and kind of push it back there. And do it for the next one. And boom. Try to keep just the plastic part sticking out, no wire, but make sure the wire is crimped in there. And boom. You can now have AM antenna. And this thing here, I'll show you, which is a common loop antenna thing. Let's see if I can mess it up here. So, you go like this. I believe this folds down like this, and just kind of comes up on itself right in here, and click into place. Right in this little slot here. All right, and clicks into place there. Mighty fine. So we got that thing there done. First connection. Hooray. Next one we'll do is even easier. This right here is for your FM stations. And now if you have like an antenna on the roof, you know, where you can get like a bunch of things, that's nice. Some people, you know, have coaxial, they hook into that. This thing here is just this white thing, like so, right? And a fitting like that for one country type, a fitting like this for our country type has the peg sticking out, and this goes pressing right on there. Make sure that wire goes in the middle, and boom. Now we got FM antenna here. See, we've got this wire here we can extend out, because FM is a little more finicky than your AM. So we got that done. Boom. Now, next thing we'll do here is we'll do a center channel. And we have this wire. And now, you can see on the wire here, it's both copper, right? You see that? And it has a both copper look. But on this here, on this side here, you can see they have writing. And on the other side, they really don't. And there's also a slight blue hue of a strip that goes on here. And some of the cheaper wires out there usually have like a black and a red to make sure you do black and red down there and the back of the speaker. So the more expensive wires don't. Well, this is more expensive, and it has blue stripe and writing on one side and the other one not. And then ones in between might have a copper colored and a nickel color, silver. So copper and silver side. And it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you do red here, red to back to your speaker. but I almost always will do the copper to the red and the silver to the black, the negative terminals. And in this case here, I'm going to do the written part here to the reds. And so this is where the tools will come in, and you would do here, you take out your wire cutters, you know, cut it, clink, this is already cut right now. And then you get your knife, and without cutting too much on both sides, try to split the center, right? Like so. Now, gloves could be handy here, especially if you cut this way. And also a nice piece of wood. Put this on the wood, and you can slice away at it. But I'm a professional with all my fingers still, so I'm not going to worry about the gloves right now. And I just did a little bit of a nick just so I can get in here and pry these two apart. Use your strong fingers for this. There. And now you got this apart. Now then, what I'm actually do for this end to start with is the banana plug connectors. They look like this here. Color-coded red and black. You know, these are something I haven't messed with yet, so it could be a train wreck. But apparently what they do is this particular setup, and I don't know if they'll all have this, has a pair of these black grommets here and some white ones that I have seemingly misplaced. And what you do with them, got them, is depends on the gauge of your wire. So the black ones are good for smaller wires, your 16 through 18 gauge, and your white ones are good for 12 to 14 gauge. So I'll be using two of these little wire grommets things, and bust them out of the bag here. And I believe what you do here is you cut your wires like that. You don't strip them, right? And then I'm going to do, let's see what I'm doing. The negative for all this I'm going to do is just bare with no words and no blue strip. So this is going to be the red side, has a blue strip on it. You unscrew your connector like so. All right, and then it should be simple here. You just feed this part through, your wire through like so, and then you get your kind of a grommet, kind of like a compression fitting for you plumbers out there, right? You get this part here on there, the white one, because this is a thicker wire. You get it on there, like so, and then you get the tip, which is right here. Now the tip you can't see, because I thought the wire goes actually in this cone. It don't. Actually inside here, there's actually a spike. So I believe you put this on in the middle of the wire, push it like so onto the spike, right? Nice and tight. Bring this grommet up to this part here, and you know, try to get it in there a little bit. And then you have this part here that screws it back on and hopefully holds it all together. Well, let's just see what happens here. All right, screw it on, and it's tightening down, and I don't know how tight you get it. Maybe you tighten the bejeebus out of it like I just did. And I'm gonna give it a little tug. All right, so that is tight. Right, now, the plain one, I'm using for the negatives. And guess what? Negative does the same thing. Unscrew it, and put this thing on. Get your grommet, your compression fitting, whatever. Put that on there. Get on their banana clip grommet. And there's a little bit of a catch there. Let me take off camera so I can pound on it more. All right, there, see? And then same thing, a little spike in this thing, which you can't, it's hard to see because it's all golden inside there. But I put that right in the middle of that wire and push it in. And put this thing up like so, and tighten this up to it. Don't cross the threads, nobody wants that. And there. Now, just to show you all here at home, this is not how I'm going to do it for the back here, but zoom into one of these things there, and you can see that this here just actually pushes in the back, like so. Boom, connected. But for one, that's for the height too, so it's not going to go in there. And two, I'm going to use this for the back of the speaker. So I'm going to get me some wire pulled out here. I'm going to do probably, I don't know, 6-7 feet, whatever. Just because how this is going to be set up right now is not going to be permanent style, but it's going to be permanent style for testing. Okay, now I'll show you the stuff. So, this is how all the other connections will be done pretty much. You got your wire there, some cutters here, right? Boom, got it, no problem. Get your little knife again, and now as you can see the top of that piece of metal, I'm going to show you how you just put this down, put the knife in between it, and, you know, pull it. There. You don't stab the metal, don't cut your fingers that way. Easy peasy. If you had wood, that blade goes even better. Pull these guys apart, I said. And now comes the wiring part. So, you get your strippers again, and usually I'll say in the manual how far you need it, but I'm going to unscrew this center channel here. These little spindle things here, it says center down there, so I'm just going to back it out here, and same with the bottom, the negative. Back that out. And let's see here, is there a hole in it, or is there just metal to metal? I believe this is just metal to metal. Okay, so moving on, now you go the stripper. And these here have wire gauges on them. So 14 is like, for this one's about right in the middle. So unlock that. And bring it around here, find the 14 gauge, and give it a close. This is probably almost 1/2 inch, 3/8. And this is a thick outer covering. Boom. Stripped it off. A few other little wires might scruggle off, just kind of knock those away. And so now you have this here all kind of frayed. And so just like other things, you get the junk off there, and this actually has something else on there. A little bit of glue or something, but you get it like that, and then you give it a nice twist. Nice and tight. All these wires, you strip them, you twist them. Alright? Now we'll do another one here. Same thing. Not that much. Give it a bite, rotate it, another bite, and stripper. Metal flying on that one. Alright. And same thing. We'll twist it, and twist it, and twist it. And I'm kind of pulling the crud off it as I'm twisting. There. Now, that is done there. Now these are ready to be connected to the unit. And so, as you can see, you have all these different red and black parts down here. And they're all for different things. So that one there says center. And so we're taking the one that's marked with a negative, which is not marked at all. On my side here, it's just the plain wire. I'm going to feed that into the bottom, and now you make sure the only the plastic's sticking out. So let's see if I can get this around. And I'll feed it down below here. Oops, I see it's fraying a little bit, so I'll bring it back and twist that frayed part around. And in you go. Get in there. Now then, give this here a tighten down. So only and make sure there's no little wires poking out, but only the protected part of the wires hanging out of there. Snug it down pretty good, you know. You don't have to crush it too bad. And there, that's that part. And then same with this part here. I'll push it in here and give some turns with this and snug that down. Now then, repeat. 18 more times. No, not 18 more times, just 16 more times. So we'll do the same thing with the front speakers, left and right. The height 1, which is way down at this end, they have height 1, left and right, and those would be the Atmos, the surrounds left and right, and the surround back. So these are like the half back waves, or the left and right mid ones, and these here are the back ones, all the way back. Now the connection you have here is optical, right? Optical used to be great, and it still is, you know, but I think it only goes up to a 7-to-1 surround sound system. So I don't think it works for Atmos. That's why we'll do an HDMI. We also have a network connector here, just barely off camera. That is for if you want to do Ethernet setup. You have here what's the ARC control. So this here can actually go back to your TV, and your TV can talk through this. But what we have is Zone 2 sub out. We're going to actually hook the, let's see, so now we have that done, I'm just going to go ahead and hook up the Blu-ray player to this one here, right? And then I'll hook up the HDMI sub out 2. This is going to go to the projector again, into this one here. Okay, and now you really can't see anything else. So I'll take them back out again, save that for later, but you saw it here first. Now then, we have other connectors. Let's see, pre-outs. So this right here, these two black ones, that's subs 1 and 2. And basically it's just an RCA plug you put in there. And there's a special note on RCA plugs for subwoofers. But basically we've got this cable here. They're saying it's purple now. Purple subwoofer cable. This one's 24 feet. This is going to go to the sub 2, and the sub 1 is going to use an orange cable, which is also digital. You can see it here, orange coloring for the coaxial digital for let's see, Blu-ray player and satellite cable in there for sound in. We're not going to use that for sound in, but we're going to use that for the sub out 1, and I'll get to that in a minute. Also, they have like a center out, and it looks like they have all these other pre-outs. So if you have powered speakers, you'd hook those up to there. Likewise, if you have other RCA in audios here, video RCAs in here, component RCAs in here, a lot of this stuff, all of this here, is replaced by HDMI for the most part. But you still might have, you know, some game systems use this, or other things. I still have game systems use this. In fact, I have other ones. And then down here is a little control thing. Here's some more stuff here. I don't know. Read the manual. But there's a lot to these things, but yet not. And then of course over here is your power supply. So there's 2 prongs. Plug in here. Goes in. Looks like one way because the D side, and that will go into a surge protector, and that'll be plugged into the wall. All right. So it's pretty straightforward. So let me get to the center speaker next, and I'll show you that connection with the banana plug. All right, so this here is a Definitive Pro Cinema 2000 speaker for the center channel, and this is where the banana plugs really come in handy, where they shine. So on the back of this unit here, I got the front upside down, right? On the back, first of all, at the bottom you have a little foot here you can adjust up and down. So that might need some fine adjusting later on. But now right in here, you can see that we got a mounting bracket. I guess over here, a little screw. Maybe there's a special stand that we bought for this. Who knows? And then two, we have these here. And now, yeah, you can unscrew them, just like the other ones, and then fit a wire into this little crevice here. And that's what I hate. You're trying to fit a wire in there and screw this down again. So shame on you, Definitive Pro Center. But maybe what they just want you to do is to get your banana plugged wires and be like, okay, here's the negative side over here. And line it up and push her in. There, give it a little twist. And the other side is your positive. I don't know. Maybe it's another term for that. So that there is in as good as it gets. Kind of sticks a little bit, but whatever. Now I'm going to put this back on the place here. I have it designed to sit for now. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? Now, since I'm over here, let's get with this Klipsch Atmos speaker. So, this thing here should hang up on the wall. Like I kind of showed my picture. Zoom back here some. So it looked like this here, hanging on the wall, side. So it's firing kind of down towards the group, audience, whatever, viewers. And these are fun. I don't know if these last long or not, but I always like to take off the grill of things and see the speakers. And these here are held on by magnets. See, no holes, no pegs, strong magnets, neat little woofer and tweeter setup here. And it just sits on there nice. Now on the back side, the business end of this, the top here, you got these two plugs. Same thing, I think you can pull this thing out to put a banana clip in, or you can unscrew it. Right? And these here, let me do both here. These here, yes, these have the wire hole. See if I can zoom in here. All right, so you can see there, right there, a little hole through that peg, right next to my finger, kind of all blurryish. Anyways, what we'll be doing is stripping the wire down a little bit, probably a third of an inch, half inch maybe, sticking it through that hole, and then we'll snug this down through that hole and snug this down till it's nice and tight on that wire. Yeah, so I'll do it for these here and pretty much all their speakers. But I'll get to them as I get to them. And also in this here now, if you're hanging this from the wall, they do have a little, part here. You could put I think it's a number 10 screw. You put it through there and you set it down there. And then you got the switch here. So the switch is the main fancy part. If you're doing Atmos, you have it up. Surround, have it down. Like so, right? And these are going to be Atmos. For this install, for right now anyways, we're not going to have it up on the frame of the thing. We're going to have it trying to fire up from the other speakers. These are RP500 SAs. RP500 SAs, right? And they say power 75 watts, but I believe they could handle up to 200 watts or something. Nah, great. Don't worry, I'm still here, just my light's not. So, yeah, now I can see stuff. So you saw the main connection there. I will get a light and show you the other connections here for their speakers. Right here, but this is for the Yamahas. There one's reasons for the left and right to start with. And these here, you take your wire speaker and you twist it real tight, and then down here is a hole, and you just push this little red tab down, you see, or the black tab, put negative and positive in there. Now these Yamahas, if you're looking to see what they are online, trying to find them again, good luck. They're NS-A836s, right? And I don't know, they're old, but hopefully they're good. And then the last but not least, the the acoustic researches, they're just like all the other ones with the spines that you twist. And so down here we've got a subwoofer propped up. And let's see, the subwoofer here. Alright, leave this on. What you got here is at the very bottom, right there, you have a power plug. Same thing, it's just left, right goes in there. Or your power plug, you know, it goes in, no problem. Now then, what you have up here, this business end, is more interesting. So you have the gain. This here is basically your sub volume, and most of the times you have that, I believe, in half. Then you have your low bypass. And this is where it gets tricky. Something about the bigger your front left and rights are, the smaller you have this down to. So I'm going to put this around 79 hertz, right below 80 hertz. And next you have your switch here. It's on off right now. If you have it in the middle, it's for auto, and over the top's on. Usually, I'll have it on off for now. After all the wires are connected and hooked up, I'll put that on auto and let it decide when to turn on and off. You got your phase, 0, 180, and then here you have RCA line in. So you have your right, which is red usually, and your white one's the left, but it also has LFE, which stands for something. Maybe I should have written this down. LFE. Okay, now I gotta look for it, but LFE. Bear with me. LFE. I know you're all screaming it at home probably. Put in the comments. LFE, yeah, low frequency effects channel. Hooray. And so into that, we'll be plugging into an RCA plug, which is not just a normal, it's one that's designed for digital. And what they're going with now, I think, for this is a purple one for your subwoofer. But I also have an orange I'll be trying out, which is the old digital right before I think purple came out. So we'll see what happens. It should work. And other than that, I'll be putting the subwoofer back where it came from. And these are front firing subwoofers, I might point out. And so you can actually have them fire against the wall and have a ricochet back. You can have it fire into the room. So depending on how you want your bass, it's depending on how you want your subwoofer to face. Right. So hopefully I've covered all of the wire types of hookups and how to do it. Now all you got to do is basically wire it up. And to start with it, one thing that I'm going to do is, well, I already did the center channel. It looks like a train wreck over there right now, especially without light. But yeah, so we got it wired in. So the plan is here to wire the rest of them up, which is, strip them, maybe some banana plugs on some of them that need them, and then hook them to the back of the amp, spin that amp around so it's facing in the room, and then put all the speakers in position, and then I'll be ready to kind of test them out in the dark. Yeah. Hope this is all clear. Maybe it's too clear. Who knows? Yeah. Let me get to the wiring. And the other thing about wiring, so your speaker wire, so for the left and right sides, what I'm going to do is, even if my amp is closer to one speaker than the other, I'm going to cut these speaker wires at both the same, let's say 8 feet or so. And even if you only need like 2 feet for one side and 8 feet for the other, I'm just going to do 8 feet for both. I don't know if you need to do that anymore. Once upon a time I heard your sound is going to be work better if you have the cables the same length. Alright? Hope that makes sense. Maybe not. Maybe it only works for bigger wires, who knows. But I'm going to be doing that for all the wires. And so even though it's going to be like 5 feet to one and like 20 to the other, I'll be cutting both 20 and just have at it. Alright, so here I go. Wiring up. And it'll be very boring to watch this, probably.
All right, there. So as you can see now, we've got the wires all hooked up there, more or less. And we got video out to the projector. We got a source in from the Blu-ray DVD player. I will plug in the unit now and to the wall. Let's see here. Plug that in. And I will flip on the subwoofers to auto back here. Let me see here. Okay, that is auto. And I already preset the subwoofers halfway up on the gain. Carefully step through this mess of wires. This is by far not totally done. There's still going to be parts where we'll need to, figure out what to do with the wires and stuff and speakers. So you can't just have this forever, well, cardboard, whatever. So speaker over there, right? All right, so this is the setup right here. And notice I have the tripod there in the middle without a camera on it. So this here is the MACC something or other, basically microphone, and it has this little 1/8 of an inch pin bob here. And what this does, I believe, goes in the front of the unit. Right down in here, you fold that down, and there's a spot for right there. So at some time, they will have it want to calibrate. All right, so remote controls at the ready here. Let's see. I will turn on my video source first. Right, and I'll turn on my amp down there. Let's see. Hit the standby button now. Turn the power strip first, then the amp. Got it? All right. Meanwhile, you can see that the thing's on, and I will hit the light. Now then, let's see, it says something down there. Enter 3 next. This is the setup part. You can see it on the front there. But, let me turn off my headlight here. And, channel 7. Alright, I can see right now there. Yeah. So we're into a setup deal. Right, maybe it's kind of hard to see because it's dark wall, but it says speaker channel 712. So I'm not saying 9 to 2, but I'll use the little connector thing and 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. Wow, so you can do a whole bunch of setup here. So I think we're going to go back to 7, I should say 722. Does not. 2. That's about right. See if I got 2 subs. Those test times will be outputted. Cannot be. I can feel that. Be sure that the output from the subwoofer, if it sounds cannot be detected, check the subwoofer turn adjustments. I can hear it. Next. Please place the sub microphone at in the list room. Height, each speaker generates tones, blah, blah, measuring. Keep quiet. So I should probably leave the room for this. I'm measuring. Alright, so I left the room now, and it's making noises in there. And I'm going to wait till it's done with the setup here. And
for that MCCA thing. It's basically going through different channels and hitting the speaker in the middle room, which is set up for ear height listening. So after it gets done, it could take 3 to 12 minutes. I'll pop back in. There's a rating here. I don't know if anyone can see this on there, but it says speaker detected. Front left, yes. Center, yes. Height 1 left, reverse phase. Height 2 left, no. We don't have the height 2s on. Surround left, yes. Surround back left, reverse phase. Subwoofer 1, yes. Right front, or front right, yes. Right front, yes. Right height 2, no. Surround right, blah, blah. So one of the problem here is we have a height 1 left reverse phase and a surround back reverse phase. So from what I understand about that is we need to check to make sure that they are connected right, making sure that the negative from the back is connected to the negative of the back of the speaker. And the positive from the back of the unit is connected to the positive back of the unit. And to do this, I'm going to shut it all down and turn off the power to it and flip the wires if they need to be flipped. So let me do that. Alright, so take 2. So we've got ourselves here remote control, and I'm pushing the home button, and it's going to bring up the, I took the microphone, so it brings up here your home screen. And so you got a system set up, MCACC Pro, and network and Bluetooth. So network and Bluetooth I'm not going to mess with right now because I don't have that information, but system setup, I'll go into that. And then we got a input output assignment, which should be pretty simple since I only have one thing, but speakers, I'll hit that. And configuration. And now show up there at the top a 7.1.2. So what they're saying automatically detecting is instead of a 9.2, like it says out of the box, this is a 7 speakers setup surround, and then 1 subwoofer channel, and then 2 channel for your Atmos. Something like that, vice versa. But if you come down here, it has a thing for subwoofer. It recognizes 2 of them there. And all it says is 1 and 2. You can't space them in front or back. And then the height speaker, this is where there's some hang up. So it says top front and top middle. You can see over here there's like a little bit of a room floor plan. And this is all built into your receiver. You just have to have a video hookup to watch it. But I'm going to go through and go to Dolby speaker front. It shows them, looks like hard to see with the picture. It shows them on top of the, right there, giant finger, whoop, right there, that little speaker stand. It shows them there, up firing. And that's about how I have them in this situation. We'll go to the next one down. There's no height 2. Zone speaker, we don't have that hooked up. You can hook up another set of A and B speakers if you wanted that going on for some music somewhere else. B speakers, bi-amp, not doing that. And, okay, so we're done with that. So I'll push back button. And I will go back to configuration, and I'll look at it again, make sure it didn't move, right? So back button automatically saves. Crossover, channel list, Dolby enabled speaker. Maybe I'll click on that. Little speaker to the ceiling, 6 feet. I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe it is from that to the ceiling. Reflex optimizer. Set to off to distance the optimizer for Dolby enhanced speaker, huh? Okay, we'll leave that like that. And distance. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of different things set up here. And that's from the auto detect. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to go back here. Let's see, auto adjust. Nah, source, nah. What do I got for miscellaneous here? Anything good? Tuner, remote ID, preamp mode, firmware upgrade. Firmware upgrade would be good if I had firmware. Initial setup. Let's do that. Initial setup. Okay, welcome to initial setup. Would I like to start initial setup? Yes. Set up your automatic calculator room. Do it now. Please plug in the microphone that came in the box receiver. All right. This is where we do that again, where I plug that little pin into the front and it goes to town. Hopefully it knows the speakers
configuration stuff, but who knows? All right. Okay, so Dolby's front, blah, blah. Select. Oops, now I messed up on it. Back it up. 721. All right, so that's good. Hit it. Here comes the tones. I'm going to hide again. I guess I'm supposed to hit next. I gotta be quiet during this one. And so I'm gonna be quiet, but I'll leave the camera on. All right. So this time now, with actually doing anything different except for changing that thing there, we have a height 1, reverse phase, and let's see. Left 1 height, right 1 height. Surround back level, reverse phase, with the surround back right, back level, back left is not. No, back left is. Anyways, if the speakers or plus and minus connectors are correct, please select next. Well, they were correct. I checked them all, didn't change anything. So I hit next on this.
So, not sure what's going on here. Oh, I can't hear my voice. Oh, here it goes. Nine of 10. Now we can unplug this microphone. All right. Uh-oh. Setup will check to, All right, so now we're here. And let's see here. Move my headlight backwards to the side. This step will start to check if the connections were made correctly. Would you like to continue? Yes, this is what I'm waiting for. Where is my button here? Here we go. Continue. Which selector do you want to check? Blu-ray DVD. Section is picture and sound right? Well, it's not on right now. I'll say yes. Source check. No. Yes, let's check something else. Cable game. So if you have certain things turned on, you can see where it all goes. Okay, so that's all good. I'll hit auxiliary. It'll say, do you see something? I'll say yes. And it will go back to, you want to do more? And I'll say, no, done checking. Because that's not what I want to check. Network setup, no, skip. Multi-zone setup, no, skip. We don't have any multi-zone going on here. So you can do, let's see, audio to be sent to other rooms. 2 and 3 rooms, no. Audio return channel, no, we don't want to set that up either. Initial setup, thank you again for purchasing our product. Please enjoy theater experience. You can always come back and do initial setup, great, that's the end. Okay, that took longer than I wanted to. And tuner, preamp mode, what does tuner do? Oh, AM frequencies. No, I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to back up. I'll back up again. And I'm going to go to speaker and see if speaker has no audio adjust maybe. Dolby. Is management on? Dolby mono. The one I'm looking for is a test tone. A test tone thing. Volume. New level, volume, power level, headphone level. I don't care about that stuff. I don't know. Miscellaneous. Okay, well, I think I have probably watched enough video on that setup stuff. You know, if you want to tell it's fascinating or not, that's what it goes through to test all the speakers out and auto set the volumes and whatnot. Right? And next we will put on, so it goes back to the main menu, the Pro. I think we already did that. Bluetooth network up. Okay. All right, so in theory, it's done. It's set up. I have something to test out, so let me hook it into the DVD player, and I'll be right back to test that out here. If you go to your home button on your tuner, what I was looking for here, pull up the screen here. We'll go to the MCACC Pro settings. Hit that button. Go down to manual settings. Hit that button. Find channel level. Hit that button. It has a countdown here. And here we go. It goes to levels for your speakers. So right now we have the front left. You can go down on the controller. Controller right here to go to front right, and it'll bounce back front right, front left. And basically you do this, and you can hear your speakers going all the way through to make sure you have surround sound going on. And you know, I hate to say this, but the folks at home watch this video, I'm recording this in stereo, I think, and so you're not going to really get surround sound. But you can go through and up or down your limits. And this is just to kind of give them a volume from each other, not a master volume overall. So I think I adjusted that, so we're fine with that is. And now we have a demo. Like I said, so I got the Blu-ray player on. Let's see what this is about. systems. And so you...
Huh.
Hello, Wide Job Guru here today. And today is a special day, because today we should finish up the project of the home theater install.
Look at that.
Now, before...
This is a good program to watch.
Pop your popcorn and sell your home theater tickets to your neighbors or whatever.
Right.
The first thing I do is, we'll finish it. So this
finish it.
chapter on sound systems.
Okay, well,
And,
I think you guys know how this ends,
so you have a lot of options.
or almost do.
Right here.
So I'll stop this here. And there's a few other files here I'd like to try out. And these I got from online. I'll put the link below, hopefully. And they're apparently 1080i, and they have some surround sound. So I'm going to go ahead and put the receiver into an auto surround sound mode. I'll get ready for that, and I will play the Leaf trailer. See how that works. Dolby Atmos testing. And like I said, you can get these for free to test out your own systems online. Here we go. I can tell you right now that leaf, when it spun off screen, it felt like it was spinning right behind me. Alright, that was a good movie. That was nice. Let's try another one here. Let's try the Maze trailer. Oh man. You got that right. All right, well, wait, there's more? There's just an autoplay. Okay, so that was a couple testing videos for the system, and let me tell you folks, I'm glad you stayed this long to watch this, if you did. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments down below. Any answers. This here kind of concludes my employment in this. I think I'll probably help out a little bit more with something. Now the amp, like I said, it's right there in the floor. That's not where it's going to end up. But for me to set this all up and have a projector, back here, I could not find a longer cord. This is a 10-foot cord, I believe. And there's a 25-foot cord somewhere, which would have let me to put the amp like up there, and the projector, probably the projector's at, a little bit back more. Otherwise, yeah, maybe a nice little shelving unit in there to put the stuff on. Your amp, you don't want to sit on the floor. You don't want it in a case, any kind of enclosure where there's some kind of glass front to it. That could cause heat buildup, unless you have it vented. And yeah, so this is pretty much it. It sounds pretty cool. Probably not to you guys at home, but it's time for the popcorn, I guess. Oh, and probably, like I said,
all vacuum because I made a mess, and some wire management still. I left enough wire on most of these here to be strung somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I'll figure it out. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, odd job doer. Thanks for watching. This here ends the home theater renovate, install, whatever. For now, anyways. And yeah. So one of the main benefits to having a short throw projector, I probably mentioned the projector one, is just so you have all your electronics up front and just speaker wire going off to the sides. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen next? Anyways, I have other jobs to get to, and there's more future things in the future. So if you enjoyed this, thumbs up it, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Odd Job Doer, out.